It began with silence, missed calls, unread messages. A mother trying to reach her son, a father who never stopped answering. When she finally got a reply, it wasn't from him. Hours later, firefighters walked into a burning Las Vegas garage. Inside, what they found would shatter everything a family thought they knew about love, loyalty, and blood.
Back to our YouTube channel after
Day
murdering. Day 3 after murdering somebody.
Wow! Don't put that on camera.
Laughter after murder. It's a sound you never forget. The video you just saw was filmed 3 days after Daniel Halseth was stabbed more than 70 times inside his Las Vegas home. The people in that video weren't strangers. One was his daughter, the other, her 18-year-old boyfriend. Together, they tried to burn his body and erase what they'd done. But the truth always survives the fire. This is Timelight Unfolded, where every story, every truth is brought to light. Before he became a headline, Daniel Halseth was just a man trying to build a simple, good life. Born January 28, 1976 in Estacada, Oregon, he grew up surrounded by music, faith, and family. They called him Drummer Dan. He earned a bachelor's in music from Western Oregon University and later a master's in business from Corban University. He was the type who noticed the small things, the color of a sunrise, the rhythm of rain, the way people smiled when he played. Daniel believed in kindness, in lifting others, in saying hello, friend, to strangers. In 2000, he met Elizabeth Schwarak, a high school senior from Salem, Oregon. They fell in love fast and married the following summer, July 2, 2001. Their life began like so many others: small apartment, big dreams, and 3 children who became his world: Lucy, Connor, and Sierra. By 2006, the family moved to Las Vegas, chasing new opportunity. Daniel built a career in IT. Elizabeth entered politics, winning a seat in the Nevada State Senate in 2010. He was proud of her, proud to be the steady heartbeat at home while she served. But the distance between them grew wider than the miles to Carson City. Arguments replaced music. Trust gave way to tension. By 2012, the marriage collapsed into headlines, accusations, arrests, and a divorce that fractured the home. Elizabeth moved the children to Alaska. Daniel started over alone, but hopeful. For years, he stayed connected the only way he could: phone calls, video chats, birthdays over FaceTime. And when Elizabeth's family returned to Las Vegas in 2020, Daniel felt like he was being given another chance. A chance to be dad again, not from a distance, but in person, especially with Sierra, his youngest, his mirror, the one he always said had his rhythm and her mother's fire. But reconnecting after years apart isn't simple. Love can return. Trust takes longer. And in the months ahead, that fragile second chance would begin to unravel. One secret text, one forbidden relationship at a time. I'm in trouble. I'm not comfortable here. I'm fearful. Daniel stared at his phone, rereading every word from his 15-year-old daughter Sierra. To any father, those messages would freeze the world. To Daniel, they were a call for help. And a reminder that his little girl still needed him. But protecting her wasn't simple. Elizabeth and Daniel were already back in court, arguing over custody. Each convinced they were saving Sierra from the other. Elizabeth said Sierra was defiant. Daniel said she was afraid, and somewhere in between was a teenager. Emotional, intelligent, and far more calculated than anyone realized. Like most 15-year-olds, Sierra wanted independence, but more than that. She wanted control. That's when she met Aaron Guerrero. 18. Older, impressionable, desperate to prove himself. Together they built a world where every rule was an obstacle and every no became a challenge. When Daniel found out, he didn't explode. He investigated. What he discovered terrified him. Sierra and Aaron weren't just planning to run away. They were plotting to rob Aaron's parents and disappear to Los Angeles. Daniel did what any parent would do. He called Aaron's family. Both sides agreed the relationship had to end. But that decision didn't end anything. It just gave the two teenagers a new enemy. Daniel. Behind the sweet texts and teenage rebellion, Sierra was pulling the strings. She knew how to twist guilt into sympathy. How to make her father feel like the villain when he was only trying to protect her. Even family court noticed the shift. Judge Charles Hoskins said, "Something else is going on with Sierra. Whether that's manipulation or parental alienation, I don't know yet." Daniel thought love could still fix it. He filed for full custody. He lost. When Sierra was ordered back to her mother's home, she ran away again, straight to her father's door. And Daniel, gentle, forgiving, hopeful, opened it. For a while it felt like things might finally be okay. He was rebuilding. He was in love again. Dating Carrie Somerville, a woman who brought laughter back into his life. Friends say Daniel was lighter, smiling more, talking about the future. But peace like that can be fragile. And behind that calm, two teenagers were still sending secret messages. Still feeding a story that was quickly turning dark. What started as a love story was about to become something else entirely. We all find comfort in the familiar. The warmth of home, the quiet hum that says you're safe, that everyone under your roof loves you. But sometimes, safety is an illusion. Sometimes the person you die for is the one who decides you will. That night, Daniel Halseth was asleep on the couch in his own home. Peaceful, unguarded, surrounded by things that felt safe. He had no way of knowing that just a few feet away, his 16-year-old daughter and her boyfriend were wide awake, whispering, pacing, deciding how to kill him. Investigators believe the attack began sometime late on April 7, or just after midnight on April 8, 2021. Daniel never woke up. More than 70 stab wounds. Head, neck, shoulders. The kind of violence that doesn't happen in rage, but in resolve. When it was over, the house was silent, and that's when the cover-up began. In the early hours of April 8th, Sierra drove her father's car to a nearby Winco Foods. According to arrest records, she bought bleach, gloves, and cleaning cloths. Later that morning, Aaron Guerrero was caught on Home Depot surveillance, buying drop cloths, saw blades, gloves, and lighter fluid. Items later recovered inside Daniel's home. Using Daniel's debit card, they withdrew hundreds of dollars from nearby ATMs, then came back to clean. Bleach wiped the walls. Plastic sheeting covered the carpet. Their movements were calm, rehearsed, as if erasing a life were just another chore. That afternoon, Daniel's mother, Christine Halseth, began to worry. She hadn't heard from her son all day. She texted Sierra, "Where's your dad?" Sierra replied quickly, "His phone's been acting up, but he's okay. It should be fixed by tomorrow night, no worries." Christine stared at the screen. Something felt wrong. The tone didn't sound like Sierra, and the mother always knows. She texted Daniel's close friend Peggy Newman, asking if she could check on him. Peggy replied yes. But it was late. She didn't feel comfortable going over that night. She promised she'd check first thing in the morning. By the next morning, April 9th, 2021, there was still no word. Christine's unease had turned to panic. She texted again, "Where's your dad?" This time, Sierra answered, He's in the shower. Christine's instincts sharpened. No, he's not in the shower, Sierra. Do I need to call the police? Joey and Peggy are on their way. And then, nothing. No reply. Just silence. That silence broke everything. Christine dialed 911, her voice shaking as she begged for a welfare check.
How may I help you?
Yeah, hi, I need a welfare check. I don't know if
On who are we doing a welfare check?
for my son. He's been missing for 2 days. His work's called, his family's called, I've called, his ex-wife's called, and there's nobody answering the phone, and there's nothing. Nobody can get a hold of him, and then his work called, and they can't get a hold of him, and it's really, he just doesn't act like this.
Okay. Does he live alone?
He lives with his 16-year-old daughter, who is not answering the phone.
Okay.
Or replying to a text.
Mm-hmm.
And the weird part is, I'll just tell you this, there's been ATM withdrawals at 3 different ATMs.
Later that day, Peggy Newman and her friend Joey pulled up to Daniel's house. The front door was unlocked. The air smelled faintly of smoke. And something chemical. Inside, the lights were off. No music. No movement. When Joey reached the garage, he froze. A small burned shape lay curled inside a sleeping bag. For a moment, he thought it was a woman, possibly Sierra. Eventually, the truth would hit. They called 911.
911 emergency, Guerrero 16497. Do you need police, fire, or medical?
How's it a dead body? Oh my God. 8417 Dumpsy Court. 8417 Dumpsy Court.
Do you need police, fire, or medical?
There was a fire, and we went in to investigate. The fire must be a couple of days old. But there's a dead body in the garage. We just found him with the homeowner that doesn't live here.
Okay. And you're in there right now?
Yes.
Fire crews arrived around 2 p.m. A small fire had burned in the garage, contained, but intentional, and beneath the ashes was Daniel Halseth, 45 years old, a father, a son. Autopsy findings later confirmed more than 70 stab wounds, post-mortem burns, and evidence of an attempted dismemberment. A chainsaw lay nearby. 2 folding knives in the sink carried DNA from both Sierra and Aaron. Investigators say the fire was set after the killing. A failed attempt to destroy what they'd done before help arrived. Every receipt, every timestamp, every message. A trail that led straight to them. 5 days later, April 13th, 2021, Salt Lake City, Utah. A transit officer noticed 2 teenagers riding without tickets. When he asked for their names, they hesitated, then said them aloud. Sierra Halseth, Aaron Guerrero. Warrants flashed across the screen. Their run was over. For Daniel's family, justice could never replace peace. They had watched him rebuild, love again, laugh again, until the one person he trusted most took everything. The house that once held warmth and music now held silence and ash. Because even the safest home can hide a killer, and sometimes, love is the weapon you never see coming. Salt Lake City, Utah. A light rail train slows through downtown. Inside, a transit officer checks tickets. 2 teenagers, quiet, nervous, sit together near the window. They have none. When the officer asks their names, they hesitate, then whisper them aloud. Sierra Halseth, Aaron Guerrero. Moments later, the database pings. Warrants out of Las Vegas. Murder, arson, robbery. Their run was over. Investigators from Las Vegas flew in the next day. Inside the teen's belongings, they found Daniel's debit card, receipts, and clothes still marked with blood. When Sierra's phone was searched, detectives uncovered something far worse. A video.
Back to our YouTube channel after
Day
murdering. Day 3 after murdering somebody.
Wow! Don't put that on the camera.
It was worth it. Yeah.
So yeah.
Recorded just days after the murder. In it, Sierra and Aaron lay together in a tent, smiling, laughing, joking about what they'd done. Aaron grins at the camera. It's been 3 days since the murder. Sierra laughs, saying, "Whoa, don't put that on camera." They talk about sex, about being free. Aaron ends the clip with a smirk. It was worth it. For investigators, the video erased any doubt about intent. Evidence matched each piece of their path. Surveillance from Winco and Home Depot, ATM withdrawals, and Daniel's car abandoned near Salt Lake City. In the back of Daniel's car was a bloodied carpet. Both teens were extradited to Nevada and charged as adults with murder with a deadly weapon, arson, robbery, conspiracy, and fraudulent use of a credit card. In Nevada, anyone 16 or older accused of murder is automatically tried as an adult. In May 2022, after a year of hearings, they pleaded guilty to all counts. No trial, no contest, just two quiet voices saying, "Guilty." Prosecutors read the family statement aloud. Daniel Halseth was first and foremost a loving father, brother, and son. The heart of our family. To have him taken from us in such a horrific, savage, senseless, and violent act leaves us heartbroken. We are waiting for justice with the maximum accountability allowed. In July 2022, District Judge Tiara Jones pronounced sentence, life in prison with the possibility of parole after 22 years, both ordered to pay restitution, $5,000, to Daniel's family. Before sentencing, Sierra read a letter to the court. She claimed years of abuse and trauma at her father's hands. Accusations the evidence never confirmed. Her grandmother, Sierra Halseth, called those words nothing but a lie. One by one, Daniel's siblings stood in court, holding photographs of his smile, his drumsticks, his children. His brother Ben said, all he wanted was to be a good dad. Another Tom struggled through tears. I can hear my brother asking me to forgive, and I'm not sure that's possible. After the sentencing, Sierra was transferred to the Florence McClure Women's Correctional Center. Aaron went to High Desert State Prison, both now serving life terms. The laughter that once filled that video is silent now, and the home where Daniel lived, where he believed he was safe, remains a scar on the street, a reminder of what love should never become. Because in the end, evil didn't break in through a window. It was already inside the house. Daniel Wendell Halseth was born in Oregon on January 28, 1976, the son of Wendell and Christine Halseth. He was known for his laughter, his energy, and a nickname that stuck from his younger days. Drummer Dan, a man of faith, music, and motion. He earned degrees in music and business and built a career in IT, helping others, lifting people up, never meeting a stranger. Friends called him generous. Family called him steady. He was the kind of man who stopped to take pictures of the sky, who reminded everyone to always stop and smell the roses. His mother, Christine, once said Daniel believed in forgiveness. He wanted peace. Not conflict, but peace shouldn't have to cost your life. Today, Daniel's story lives in the people who remember him. His siblings, his mother, his children, and the community that gathered at his service in Hood River, Oregon to say goodbye. They laid him to rest surrounded by mountains and music, a place he'd once called home. His family created the Hello Friends Legacy Fund, honoring his favorite word, hello, because Daniel never wanted anyone to feel unseen. The Halseth family continues to speak Daniel's name. They've asked for privacy, but they've also asked that his life not be remembered by the brutality of his death, but by his kindness, his laughter, his love. And maybe that's the hardest part about this story. The danger wasn't outside. It was inside the walls of the place he called home, inside the heart of someone he trusted. Because sometimes, evil doesn't come from strangers. It grows from silence, from manipulation, from love twisted into something unrecognizable. Daniel Halseth's life reminds us of one truth. You can do everything right, work hard, love deeply, forgive easily, and still become the victim of someone else's darkness. His story is one of family, of love, and of the danger that hides behind familiarity. This is Timeline Unfolded, where every story, every name finds its truth.